I want to run an electrical line to my pole barn, which is approximately 150 feet from my house, and approximately 300 feet from the nearest power pole. I already have an additional box in my attached garage, which runs a gas furnace and is connected to two sheds approximately 50 feet away. I'm afraid that running a line from the pole to the pole barn will be too expensive, but I'm concerned that running a line from the house will overburden the system. Suggestions.
Hello. My name is XXXXXXXXXX. I will be happy to assist you with your electrical question. 1. Does your homemade electrical have 200 amp service or 100 amp service? 2. Any spare breaker spaces in the main electrical panel? 3. What size is the sub-panel in the garage? How many amps? 4. What type of electrical equipment do you plan on installing in the pole barn? Just basic lights and receptacles or any 240-volt circuits?
I will have to look more closely to answer 1, 2, and 3. I'm at work right now. As to number 4, I will want to install basic lights and outlets inside, security lights at both ends outside, and eventually, a heat source and water. The barn is 32 by 46.
Okay, very good. Just reply to me questions when you have an opportunity. 1. Depending upon your existing circuit availability, it may or may not be possible to add any additional circuits. 2. For starters, I would recommend using a clamp-on amp meter on each of the hot legs in your main electrical panel with as many appliances, furnace, lights, etc. all under full load simultaneously. This measurement will give you a good idea as to how many amps your main panel is currently drawing. Once that is known, then I can make some additional recommendations. 3. If you were to install a new 100 or 200 amp panel at the pole, then most likely the utility will want to install a meter at the pole, which would mean that you have two separate services, and that could be somewhat expensive. 4. Another thought is if you have a 200 amp existing main in your house, it may be possible to have your electrical utility upgrade your service from 200 amps to 400 amp. You would need to ask the utility engineer if your existing feeder wires from their transformer can handle a 400 amp service. They may also pass on the cost to you if new feeder wires are required. This would also depend if you have overhead or underground service. 5. If number 4 is a doable option and cost-effective, you would then need to deinstall your existing meter can and install a new meter can for a 400 amp service. If your existing main panel is 200 amps, you could install one additional 200 amp panel either in the house or to one of the other buildings. If you installed an additional 200 amp panel to get you to 400 amp service, then you can easily run another sub-panel, maybe a 100 amp sub to the new pole barn. My concern in your pole barn would be the type of heat you plan on installing and if you will be having electric hot water or natural gas for the water heater. Those are just a few of my thoughts. Let me know and we can go from there. Thanks. Kevin.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert, now visit JustAnswer.com/YTHI.